Hello and welcome to a SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Ryuki, Masked Rider Ryuki, and hello and welcome to a review of SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Ryuki, Masked Rider Ryuki, and Drag Reader. Don't think I'm saying it right. So this is the box. Of course, it's a lot bigger than the usual one because, well, there's more stuff in it, and also means it's going to cost more because there's more stuff in it. Of course, there's also some color printing on the side, but they've done a what do you call it? The poster filter to make it like poster dab to make the ink seem a little bit different. I use that sometimes for my Lego movie posters. The Ryuki logo there in sort of silvery. Can't see it too clearly. The usual SH Figuarts like name is right there. So a Toei logo. That's what the box looks like on the top. What it looks like from this side. Box looks like from this side. Box looks like at the bottom with the Hong Kong stickers and logos. And what the box looks like from the back. All the Ryuki related SH Figuarts have this sort of style going on with the glass breaking around, showing you all the different things you can do with him. Different vents and such, and also final vent, also Japanese descriptions and so on and so forth. So I'm going to unbox this thing right in front of you. So I've already taken the tape off. There's always the sellotape on these things. Pull the tray out, that's what it looks like. Everything is safe, nothing's going to fall out. A few plastic tabs around to keep the box intact. Of course, for display purposes. Underneath the box is a silver card, and behind the silver card is a packet with instructions, a survey card with a unique code which I've covered up, and also your tiny bag of advent cards. So just a quick closer look here. You got this packet which holds the tiny pack of advent cards. Unlike the Decade and his sort of cards, these are pre-cut and pre-done, so you don't have to, cut it yourself. And here's just a quick closer look of the instructions. If you want a closer look at these, I'll be posting high-def photos of these onto Facebook, so you can actually, stare at it for hours and do whatever you want with it. So, of course, on the back here I've got the display stand. This comes with all of the main Ryuki riders. So. Comes with his normal form, Knight, Odin has one, because Torque has one. All the ones with an Advent Beast will come with a display stand. And it's all taped together. Okay, a bit of overkill that this one is also taped down separately. I guess protection, but I don't see why these need to be taped down, to be honest. And because Ryuki comes with this Dragon Advent Beast, he needs a lot more support. Get this out. Come on. Oh, the tape's stuck. And of course, since Ryuki is coming out with, well, he has these on in every box, you're not really going to get a re-release of these with the power modes on them. And even though you're pretty much going to be using all three display supports, it still comes with the two hole filler plastics to go in, two studs that go in and fill in the hole. Masked Rider Ryuki. It's like the display stand is a toy of its own because you gotta assemble it like a model kit. These are pretty much model kit stuff. Yep, these three go there. 3 board joints and extra extension, 2 extensions for the beast. So this is what the instruction says. You get these out. So that's how you assemble the display stand, and you get the other stuff, 2 fillers, and put them back in the packet so you don't lose them. And time to look at the cards. My god, I really don't want to lose these. So the cards, you got Sword Vent, Strike Vent, Final Vent, guard vent and advent. You can see these cards are very dark. They have got a plastic feel to them, so you know they're kind of like laminated and stuff. So you know you're not gonna get damage or anything, but yeah, like I said, they're just really, really dark. So back to the figure. Time to open the pack up. Remember, these things will fall out when you do open them. Oh, this one actually has tape. Ugh. Again, just be careful when you open these things up because, well, stuff likes to fall out from these boxes, like you just saw. Accessory wise, you have the card holding hands, the open I'm gonna grab you hands, relax hands, holding the dragon head hand, and weapon hand. Of course, she has the thing that goes on his arm, the two supports that give him the guard vent, his sword, which is pretty cool and detailed with the Ryuki logo right there. The plastic is quite hard, so you can't break it because it is a sword. It's quite pointy and sharp, so be careful when handling it. And of course you also have the smaller dragon head, which does have articulation. Can't open his mouth because you know he breathes fire. But again, also watch out for the sharp corners there. It's hard plastic. It hurts. Same goes with the actual advent piece. He bloody hurts. So here's the figure himself. Of course, head articulation. The horns again are also not soft plastic, so kinda hurts. Got a black ball thing going on in there, so it's got articulation. Articulation in here. Really tight arm thing going on. And articulation. The waist thing going on, a double joint. Dragon card thing comes out. Ooh. The belt is actually loose. So you got the waist thing going on there. It's kinda leg wise, up and down, left and right. Another ball thing here going on. Knee joint, double knee joint. Die cast feet with Ryuki logo at the bottom. Also articulation, can't really turn it. Yeah, new figure, so it's still tight. Toe articulation. He really bends his feet. But he can't bend the other way. In terms of detail, Ryuki has a lot going for him, from the top of the helmet to the nice compound eye effects that shows, well, it's hard to tell with his helmet, but if you look under the right light you can see it, to his sort of advent insert port. It all looks pretty swell. Unlike the Decade Fire Emotion figure, there aren't any molding injection issues with my figure, or paints that sort of go out of place and out of lines. Everything's painted right and everything's assembled correctly, and there aren't any sort of plastic marks or, well, just general awfulness anywhere. In terms of detailing on the belt, it's definitely way more impressive than the Deca driver as well, or the double driver, because all the paint and, well, it's all there. It's molded, it's painted, it's great. Although unfortunately, maybe asking for too much, but you can't actually put any of your cards into the belt or pull the cards out. Although it is a nice plus that the card deck does come out of the socket. Like I said, for the most part the detail is really good, but do have to notice that even though most of the joints are hidden quite well, you still got some bits, like for example with the die cast feet, the sort of metal holes where they join the metal bits together can still be seen, although they are hidden quite well on the front where the feet is black. After these details aside, this one annoying thing is that this thing doesn't really want to stay on. It's well, It's very loose. In fact, you would have saw him falling off in the previous clip. Damn it, why won't you stay on? It's a pain to get him on. As you see, I didn't even bother using the item holding hand to put it in place because it was just a pain, so I just used the relax hand to make it easier. The good side of this is that they do give you articulation, sort of some notice that the handle can move with the hand, which will aid in articulation, but good luck giving the articulation before this thing falls off anyway. Another downside of this is that it's great that this can come down and you can push one card in there for it to sort of like show accuracy or whatever, push too hard and the thing comes off. It's sort of on a really loose track. So, you know, don't actually push it too hard. It doesn't break, you can snap it on, like, you know, quite easily, but this thing doesn't run too smoothly, and it's just, I don't know, something a little bit off. I mean, it functions okay, I guess, but just be a bit careful with it when you're fiddling with it. Having this dragon piece to do one of his strike fence is pretty cool, although attached to the arm can be a slight pain, as sort of this thing's just moving all over the place when you're trying to get the peg into the head. And also, doing this removes a lot of the articulation, and I wonder if the actor had the same trouble trying to move his hands about, because he can't actually bend his hand when in this with this attachment. Kamen Ryuki figure is definitely more of a display figure than a play figure, because well, it's great that it comes with all these accessories. He's also very fidgety, especially these ports. After they come out, they don't really want to get back in. It's a pain to push them back into the arm and a pain to push them back into the upper arm. And these things right here, and also very fidgety on the joints. I mean, it's great that you got the articulation and everything, but my god, was there no better way to do this? They should have asked Lego how to do stud joints, because, well, Lego knows how to do stud joints. Ryuki's definitely one of those figures that once you get him into the stance you like, you're not gonna touch him ever again, and render all of the other accessories completely pointless because you really don't want to fiddle with him again. Bits fall off, bits don't stay on, it's just a mess, but once you have him in display and just not move him, then he looks good, because it's a shame, the paint and the details are so good, but it's just the joining and the changing bits, there's just so much to do, just attaching things on the arm, there's more pegs all over the place, and you better make sure you keep the box around so you can store all of these extra bits in a little bag so you don't lose them. The dragon again looks, well, like the figure, pretty good with the nice paint and sharp detail and everything is pretty good. But again, like the figure, it's very sharp, so be careful. This dragon bites indeed. Articulation wise, each joint has a ball joint inside, and you sort of twist it around to make it move a bit. But that's where the good part ends, because this thing is even more fidgety than the figure. I actually spent like 20 minutes trying to pose him, and I'm scared to display him openly on a table because I'm afraid parts will fall off. Do you know why? Well, during the display, why was it so hard to get him in this sort of pose? Well, these things start falling off the figure, the sword keep falling off, and then the stand itself started falling apart because I was trying to push the dragon into the right display pose. So, you know, if I was going to grade displaying this from 1 to 10, it's about maybe 10 difficulty and 1 for crappiness, because it just falls apart. So yeah, overall this is a figure of both, well, this is a figure of pure frustration. On the one hand, it looks really good when you're not trying to display or move him, but as soon as you're trying to do anything with him, that's when everything starts to fall apart. So yeah, for something to cost more, because a lot more stuff going on in the box that you're not even going to use, because, well, once you display it, you're not going to move it. If you can get it for about, I got this for less than 300 Hong Kong, so don't pay more than £30 for this. Just don't pay that much for it. If you just like Ryuki the figure, then just go for Figma. If you really like the dragon, there are plenty of cheaper alternatives out there, but you know, don't pay too much for this figure. It's yeah, frustrating. So yeah, subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and let me know what you think. Check out Facebook for more detailed pictures, Open Media HK for podcasts related to Hong Kong politics, jockey, football, and fun stuff. And of course, more importantly, take care and have a nice day. And don't get frustrated building this piece of crap.